All right, we're gonna go a little old school here. Well, she shoots pretty good. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we have a very unique and special pistol to talk about. This is an Astra Model 400. This was a Spanish service pistol from around 1921 to around the early 1950s. Very, very unique and robust firearm, very well made. It fires a very unique cartridge known as 9mm Largo. 9mm Largo is essentially kind of like 9mm Luger or 9mm Parabellum. It launches a 115 grain bullet around 1100 feet per second, so certainly getting down. And for the day, it was considered a really robust and heavy cartridge for this particular firearm. After World War I, the Spanish realized that they just didn't have a gun that met the needs of their military, and obviously guns like the 1911, guns like the Luger, the broom handle, it made a lot of varying countries realize that they needed a magazine-fed pistol to keep up with the other militaries of the world. It feeds from an 8-shot box, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. All right, I had to count the dots, yes, I did. So it is a magazine-fed gun. It has a heel release. There's a lot of things about this gun that are very much like a Tokarev. There's things that are kind of like a Colt 1911. Essentially, the War Department just kind of decided to design a gun that fit their exact needs. This is a unique pistol in that it is a fixed barrel blowback handgun. So it's a very powerful cartridge combined with a blowback system of operation. And the reason that they can accomplish that, they have a very heavy duty frame the way they're made. The slide is relatively heavy for a gun of this type, and the mainspring is ridiculously heavy. A lot of troops complained, wimpy troops I should say, complained about how hard this gun was to cock and everything. And it got known for that reason, for being very difficult to cock and manipulate because of that heavy mainspring being necessary for the proper function of this gun. We're feeding it from an original magazine right here. I do have an aftermarket magazine I'm going to try. I don't know if it works or not, to be honest with you. This is not a gun that I'm going to be shooting a terribly large amount in this video. This particular model is a very early one. This gun is almost 100 years old, okay? So parts are not available. They're very prone to breakage if you're not careful. However, they were known in their day for being very robust, powerful, and accurate pistols. So we are going to shoot it a little bit more. I'm going to try to take my time and hit everything I'm aiming at here. The 9mm Largo is an awesome cartridge. We actually have a bit of a treat here. We've got some surplus ammunition that was made in 1962. So this is 1962 produced 9mm Largo ammunition that is actually for specifically this pistol, because it says Para Pistola Sub Fusil, which means basically for pistol. When you say parabellum, for war, or prepare for war, para pistol, I mean, I'm no linguist or anything, but that would make me assume that this is for handgun use. Now, some of the surplus ammunition is going to be prone to hang fires. So when I shoot some of the surplus stuff, you're going to hear some hang fires. Don't worry, we're going to make sure the gun's pointed in a safe direction. Now, this ammunition I'm running is actually an older CCI Blazer loading that is an alloy cased round right here. So we do have some modern produced 9mm Largo as well. As far as I know, there's not a lot of companies still making 9mm Largo ammunition. The only other, couple of guns that I know of that are chambered in 9mm Largo is a gun called the Destroyer carbine. The Destroyer carbine, as far as I know, took Astra Model 400 magazines and was meant to be kind of a stopgap between rifle and pistol for a policeman who wanted to launch 9mm Largo out of a rifle. And the Destroyer rifle is essentially kind of like a baby Model 93 Mauser action, cock on close. It's like a miniature Mauser that fires this cartridge from this magazine. Kind of an interesting little footnote there. The Spanish, I think in some regard, we're probably one of the first countries to really realize the importance of a perfect pair. And that was something that they sort of developed there. So let's see if this aftermarket mag is going to work for us. There's no manual slide stop or slide release of any type. You pretty much have to drop the mag in order to allow the slide to move forward. It does have a manual safety located over here on the left side of the pistol that rotates up for safe, down for fire. All right, let's try this aftermarket mag, see if it's gonna work. All right, thing is not shooting terribly bad. I'm gonna take my time and fire a slow fire group and see what kind of accuracy we can get out of this thing. Not bad for a 100-year-old gun. And it's just weird to think, you know, a lot of people when they consider something like, let's just say the 1911, okay? 1911 was developed in 1911. That's why it's called a 1911. It's over 100 years old now. And it's just crazy to think that the 1911 is as still and important of a design today as it was the day that John Browning designed it. And could you imagine being a soldier back in those days and to get handed a 1911? You probably had to feel like you were Hercules. I know I would have. Some of the other guns of the era, similar to this Astra 400, maybe not so much. I mean, the Tokarev, awesome gun, powerful cartridge. It is relatively, you know, some designs of the Tokarev were stolen and copied and borrowed a little bit from the Colt. And there are many guns out there that take a lot of lines from the Colt, like the Astra Model 400. Astra also copied a lot of Colt designs verbatim, like the little Colt pocket pistols, which I actually own an Astra Colt pocket pistol that I didn't even bring with me. I should have. Maybe we'll do a separate video on that one. But Astra copied a lot of guns. They copied the broom handles a lot. The Spanish soldiers loved the Mauser broom handle. They got to be known as bolos because the way they were cut down, the shorter Mauser broom handles. And Astra produced a lot of broom handles for that reason because they loved them. But the Model 400, I mean, in its day, this was definitely an advanced pistol for its day, you know. All right, we're gonna take out some sodas and launch a few rounds of Largo at those watermelons there. Hopefully I can do my part. I can't hit that swinger. I'm no plingster, okay? Got that one though. All right, watermelon. Tell you what, you don't want to get shot with this pistol. It's definitely got the power. And just to think, this is such an older military pistol. You know, it's just, I love shooting older military guns. I know we don't get to do a lot of these videos as often as we'd like, but I tell you, these things are great, and the 9mm Largo is definitely no slouch in terms of a cartridge. You can see where the 38 Super gets a lot of its kind of conceptual sort of figuring, okay? All right, those sodas are laughing at me for missing them. Yeah. It ain't wanting to do it. Let's print it over here. Hitting to the left a bit. All right, I see where it's printing. Let me see if I can hit that soda now. Not bad. Aftermarket mag's working just fine. You can just really see the use on that original magazine. All the patina and wear. No telling how many times this magazine's been withdrawn and reloaded and used in this handgun. It's just one of the special things about older firearms that a lot of people, they just don't, they don't think about, you know. Some people just go, oh, it's old, it's collectible, I'm not gonna bother with it. But I love older firearms. Pistols too, you know. Rifles, pistols, doesn't matter. I've always been a big fan of them. But I hope you're enjoying this video. I mean, this is just kind of the quick look at something like this. I don't have a ton of ammo, but we're gonna shoot what we got here. All right, mags load easy. I noticed that the rounds kind of like dip down in the magazine when you load them, but it appears to be pretty much the way it's intended to feed, because each magazine, the rounds kind of dip like that. Doesn't seem to be causing a problem. There is a grip safety on the gun, similar to a Colt, similar to some of the early Colt designs, not just the 1911. You can see the housing for it's rather long, elongated. You don't have to squeeze it terribly tight. So you do have a manual safety as well as a grip safety. Also, another feature that's very common for guns of this era are going to be a lanyard. You can see it has a lanyard attachment for a lanyard loop because a lot of soldiers were on horseback. A lot of soldiers are running around in trenches doing all kind of other things. So if your gun happened to fall out of its holster, they didn't want you losing your pistol. Other than that, pretty elegant gun. It's got some really pretty markings on it. Everything looks good, some interesting cuts. You know, just awesome gun. You can't go wrong with an Astra. All right, let's pick up the pace here. Shoot a couple of rounds. She's still delivering the goods, I think. All right, let's see. A couple of headshots back here, just because we can. Oh yeah. Not bad for an old girl. All right, let's see what would happen if I need to use this thing out to like 75 yards in a trench. Let's see if I'd be able to hit the bad guy. Or I should say shooting out of a trench, not in a trench. See what we got. One of those weird things where I think I shoot old guns better than I do new ones. All right, I'm gonna try another slow fire group because I'm really curious about accuracy. With this fixed barrel, that's something I really wanna see, is the accuracy potential this gun can produce, because that was one of the features of this gun a lot of people really bragged about. When you read stuff about the Model 400, a lot of soldiers really bragged and loved the accuracy potential of this gun. Hopefully I'm doing it some justice here. Not bad for what she is. All right, tell you what, I don't have much of this alloy case stuff. Now it's gonna get interesting because we're running some surplus ammunition. Now I have no idea what's gonna happen here. Some of this stuff could hang fire. Maybe we'll be able to replicate a hang fire. I'm not gonna shoot terribly fast with this ammunition because I do not want any problems with hang fires. Some of this ammunition was stored in probably less than ideal conditions. It's rather old, it's been around a minute. So you have to treat surplus ammo with a little bit of respect. You can generally pick it up for reasonable money. Most of the time, surplus ammo is going to run just fine. But understand that it is what it is and you have to treat it as such. And 9mm Largo surplus ammunition is kind of known to be that way. Let's give it a try. And this is the actual round the gun is designed to take. I mean, this is the round for the gun. I'm going to shoot another slow fire group just to see if maybe the accuracy potential of this ammo is a little bit better than the CCI Blazer. Please don't blow up. Hang fire. Had two hang fires there. They were very, very, very subtle, hard to hear, but they were there. Despite the hang fires, the gun still shot just fine. Not too bad. Pretty accurate. Shooting to the sights. This gun is doing exactly what it was designed to do almost 100 years later. Can't ask for any better than that. Tell you what, with the military ball, let's take out our lonely other watermelon there. He's just frowning, but nobody's paying him any attention. I think they're just zipping right through it. It's leaking. Yeah. Well, we're hitting it. It's just leaking. Look at that. You know, that's the thing about ball ammunition. It's known for just zipping through things. Let's try a couple of more rounds. So far, this surplus ammunition's running pretty decent. And plus, it's just neat. You know, the whole thing about surplus ammunition, you know, the old boxes, the packaging, you kind of get a feeling of, you know, what it's like to be a guy that might have been issued this gun. I'm going to shoot one more mag and then we're going to move on here. That heel mag release takes a little bit of getting used to there. I would imagine this ammunition is corrosive. Anytime you're dealing with surplus ammunition, treat it as corrosive, just to be safe. All right, couple of sodas. There we go. I'm gonna hit him again. Gotta love it. Well, the old girl's doing a good job. So can't go wrong there. We're gonna shoot a little bit more. Let me reset the range a little bit, load some more mags, we'll get after it. All right, couple more rounds with the Astra Model 400 and we're gonna move on with life. This gun is really, for me, more of a safe queen. It's not really something I shoot all the time, but what a great way to showcase an awesome piece of history. I just love these guns so much. All right, a little bit more fun. There's one person that hasn't bit the dust at the hands of the 9mm Largo yet, and that's our little gopher down there, just kind of doing his thing. He's trying to go sip on that soda behind him. We're not going to let that happen. Maybe the train will get him. Right in the belly. In the belly again. Right in the head. That was a good center mass shot. All right, how about a headshot on Roscoe over here? All right. Not bad, not bad. It's just crazy to think this gun's still delivering the goods. But think about it. I mean, 1911s are, so why would this gun be any different? All righty. That was a hang fire. All right, all out. Well, guys, thank you for watching today's video. We always love the opportunity to get some awesome surplus out to have some fun with for you guys. I wish we could do it more often. We're gonna make it a point to get more of the older firearms out. I know early on, in terms of a lot of the range stuff that we've done over the years, a lot of people love our early surplus videos. Guys, don't worry, we're getting back to that. We've got some really awesome stuff planned. We're doing some more stuff with the Dutch Beaumont rifle, which you guys have been begging for. We have more on the way with that. We got some more stuff on the way with the Finnish M39 service rifles, some more Makarov stuff, more Comblock weaponry, more antique guns. We're gonna be doing some more stuff with the Mauser broom handle moving forward. Probably some how far will it kill type stuff with some of the older guns, if you catch my drift, okay? So we've got some things like that on the way. So stay tuned, we appreciate the support. I know we've been doing surplus for a long time. I know we haven't really done a lot lately. I apologize for that, because believe me, one of my major loves in the firearms world are older firearms. I love the history behind them. I have respect and admiration for the men that carried them and the people that relied on this for their life and to protect the men and women around them. That was a big deal. A military firearm had to be well made. It had to be made with pride in your country. You know, you were expected I mean, that was your sword. If you compare it to knights, you know, that was your sword that you took into combat. That had to be your means of protecting yourself. So it's a big deal. You know, to me, military pistols and rifles, shotguns have a very special place, not only from an enthusiast standpoint, but as a veteran, you know, I look at older guns with that type of stigma. You know, that's the way I consider them. So thank you for watching today's video. We'll catch you next time. This was a neat gun to shoot. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.